Welcome, 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 welcome. Come on in, come on in. It's another empowering temple of praise morning worship service while God is still erecting the building at 3615 Reed Street, Fort Worth, Texas, aka Funky Town. Yeah, it's a powerful message today. Invite your friends, invite your family. Let's get it, let's get it. Here it is. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you. I worship you. Come on. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Yes, you are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, turning lives around. Yes, I worship you. I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you. I worship you. Oh, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Oh, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, turning lives around. Yes, I worship you. I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. Yes, I worship you. Oh, I worship you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Oh, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 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 Yes, 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 yes. Waymaker, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. Yes, yes, yes. Come on, let's get into this word. There's a word from the Lord in the gospel according to Matthew. Gospel according to St. Matthew chapter 6, verse 25 through verse 34. Matthew chapter 6, verse 25 through verse 34. Here is what is recorded in the Break It Down version. I tell you, do not worry. Don't worry about your life and what you will eat or drink. And don't worry about your body, what you will wear. Isn't there more to life than eating? Aren't there more important things for the body than clothes? Look at the birds of the air in verse 26. They don't plant or gather crops. They don't put away crops in storerooms, but your Father who is in heaven feeds them still. Aren't you worth more than they are? Can you add even 1 hour to your life by worrying? And why do you worry about clothes anyhow? See how the wildflowers grow? They don't work or make clothing. But here's what I tell you. Not even Solomon in all his royal robes was dressed like one of these flowers. If that is how God dresses the wild grass, won't he dress you even better? Come on with your little faith that you have. After all, the grass is only here today, and tomorrow it is thrown into the fire. Verse 31, so don't worry, children of God. Don't say, what are we going to eat? Or what are we going to drink? Or what will we wear? People who are ungodly are the ones to worry about those things. But your Father who is in heaven knows that you have need of them. But put God's kingdom first, seek him first, and do what he wants you to do, the righteous part, then all those things will be also added and given unto you. Last verse. So don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will worry about itself because each day has enough trouble of its own. This is real simple, right? Using for a subject from which to preach. First things first, then watch the results. Yeah, put first things first. Then you will be able to watch the results. If we are not careful, we will worry ourselves to death over things that we cannot control. If we are not careful, we will worry ourselves to death over things that we have no control over. What you mean, Bishop? Glad you asked. We worry about stuff like kids. Where are kids at? Where they going? How they are? Hey, my kid over there? What time he supposed to be there? I got you. We are parents, right? That's worry, right? But God say, no, what you worrying about that for? If you put them in my hands, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I know, but it's easier said than done, Bishop. I got you. We worry about our jobs. Are they going to get fired? Am I going to get laid off? Is God going to do this? And God say, wait a minute, what you worrying about that for? If you put it in my hands, I got it all in control. You don't have to worry about a thing. We worry about our spouses, where they are. What time are they coming home? Hey, you became late. Did you really work overtime? Wait a minute, who phone number is that? God say, you know what? You ain't got to worry about them. I got them under control. I know where they are when you don't. I know what they doing when you don't. He said, don't even worry about your spouses. I got them under control. If you follow me, seek me first, don't worry. All the things that you want gonna be added to you. We even worry about our health, right? Let me raise my hand first. I've been there until God took cancer out my body. It surprised me. Y'all know the story. We worry about our health, and God is saying to us, even in this passage of scripture, why are you worried about that when I control health? I control the body. I control everything. You don't have to worry about health. He said, don't even worry about where you're going to live. I even got that covered, right? Because I already know I'm the owner and creator of everything. So you don't have to worry about your spouse, your health, your job, your kids, your transportation. God said, I got it all in control. And the fact of the matter that we tend to worry about stuff and stress out those stuff that don't even make a hill of beans. Matter of fact, there are some folks, it may not be you, it might be your cousin, but they stress out over weather, right? You're like, oh my goodness, what's wrong? Oh, I can't believe it. You're like, what's wrong? They say it's going to be 20 degrees tomorrow. You like, really? Are you serious? Yeah, but it's been 80 all this long. I've been wearing my shorts, and I've been wearing my tank top and my halter tops and my flip-flops, and now it's going to be 20 tomorrow. Why are you complaining over the weather that you ain't got no control over? Matter of of fact, we need to be grateful and thankful that God have put in meteorologists, those folks who can be able to tell us the possibility of weather changes so we won't get caught off guard, right? It's a good thing when the weatherman say, you know what, instead of being 80, it's going to be 20. Because now you know not to bring your shorts and your halter tops and your flip-flops to work tomorrow when you've been wearing it all these other days because you've been forewarned. It gives you time to prepare. But we worry sometimes over nonsense, and the Lord is saying, I'm giving you the preparation opportunity to prepare for what is forthcoming. Oh, Lord, it's going to snow. It's going to sleet. It's going to hail. A hurricane is coming through. God said, well, be glad that you've been informed. Because now that you're informed, you can prepare, right? A long time ago, folks, when tornadoes came, they didn't even know. They were like, whoa, this sure is windy out there. And God allowed us to have technology to forewarn us of things to come. Just like he did in the scripture by saying, you know what, I'm coming back and I'm giving y'all forewarning. And in order, I'm giving you time to prepare for my return. And if you don't prepare for my return, you're going to get caught off guard. So we need to be glad when God tells us in advance. Don't be worrying about stuff you can't do nothing about. Oh, man, it's going to be cold tomorrow. What you going to do about it? What are you going to do but put clothes on? Come on, somebody. And a matter of fact, the weatherman don't even control the weather. He just tell you what he think going to happen. That's why a lot of time they be like, it's going to be between 70 and 80. It shouldn't get above 90 and all this other stuff. They don't know for sure. They can't tell you. Sometimes they may be right, but God allows that. God is the one. They can say it's going to be 40 degrees tomorrow. God say, I'm going to show y'all something. It's 120. Come on now. The best thing for us to do is to thank God that we were informed of things that we can't control. The things that God said, I'm going to put out there for you so you can be prepared for it. We need to say, Lord, thank you. I may not like the coldness, but I thank you for it because you let me know how I need to prepare myself. Let me move on. The Bible is very clear that God don't want us to worry about anything. Let me raise both hands first because I know I hear you out there. You saying, Bishop, listen to her. It's easy to say don't worry when you ain't going through nothing. I got you. I clap my hands. I got you. You all right, sister. You all right, brother. It's easy to say don't worry about nothing when you ain't going through nothing. Be like, hey, sister, you don't need to be worrying about that. Hey, brother, don't worry about that. And everything in your life is going good. But when the tables turn, when the shoe is on the other foot, then you in that same boat, it's difficult to not worry because we are humans, right? God said, I know you're going to worry, but I don't want you to. Wait, what? Yeah, you're human. I'm telling you what I don't want you to do, even though I know you're going to do it. Come on. God is giving, I love this, how Christ gives us the design of what he doesn't want us to do, although he knows as human beings and non-perfect beings that we're going to do it, right? Because we're human, right? But he's clear that he don't want us to wear it. Because he said when we wear it, this is what happens. When we wear it, we show how close we are to God. That missed some of y'all right there, right? It shows our level of faith. It shows our level of knowledge. You're not there? Okay, here it is. If you have little knowledge of God, you're going to have little faith. You have more knowledge of God, you're going to have more faith. If you have no knowledge of God, you got it. You got no faith. You don't believe it. I don't know it or not. You don't have no faith. So your knowledge will determine your level. And if your knowledge of God is high, then your faith is going to be high. And you're going to worry less. Not that you won't worry, but you're going to worry less. And I like this because we sing the song, I will trust. And, sing it good too, right? In the Lord. I put no harmony in it all the time. And then when poop hit the fans and stuff started happening to us, where the trust go? I'm asking for God. I'm asking for, where the trust go? Because you sing the song well, right? Till I die. Whoa, they be like, yes. It must not be going on. But when stuff going on, he say, sing that song then. I want you to sing the song when you're going through what you're going through. I want you to sing the song when the bills are due. Sing the song when the car note is due. Sing the song when the repossession is coming to you, repossessor coming to your house, and you got the car in the garage. I want you to sing, I will try. I need you to sing that song, not just on Sunday, but every day of your life. Matter of fact, don't say I will, because that seems like it's in the future. Say I am. I am trusting in. That's what you need to change it to. Because some of y'all getting away with it, right? Because you say, I will. When? I will. When you going to do it? I will. Say, I am. I'm trusting in you, God. And I'm trusting in you right now. And the other thing is when you understand that Jesus was talking to his followers, then you really understand that this message is not to unbelievers. This message is not to those that don't follow Christ. This message is not to the atheists. This message is for those who follow Christ. This is a message, those who believe in God, those who believe in the gospel. This is what Jesus was talking to and who he was talking to. He ain't talking to everybody. He's saying, listen here, I'm telling you not to worry. Who, me? Yeah, you. I ain't talking to the one that don't believe in me, because they have no idea. I'm talking to you who believe in me. If you believe in me, I'm telling you, don't worry, because I already know what's going on in your life. Even the messed up part? Yes. Even the difficult part? Yes. Hard part? Yes. All parts. I know what's going on in your life. I know, I can count every hair on your head. I know how many you got, because I created you. So I know what's going on. Even before you were born, I said in 2023 in November, you were going to be going through what you're going through. I already put out there. I already knew it, right? So I want you to trust me so much so that when stuff come your way, you just say, I just put it in his hands. I just put it in his hands. Watch it. Let me go to this text message and get through with this. I love how Christ explained why we shouldn't wear it. Watch this. The first thing he says is, take no thought into what you will eat, drink, or wear. Watch it. Take no thought. Take no thought. Watch this. That means don't even think about it. I know that's hard. It's hard not to. I got you. It's hard not to think about stuff when you're going through stuff. I don't care who you are. I'll raise my hand first. I ain't going to be sitting up here talking to you as a bishop and saying, I know some bishops would do that. I ain't got no problem in God. You got to live like me and you won't have the line. I got problems too. I got issues too. I got circumstances and dilemmas as well. Controversies as well. Disagreements, disillusionments. I got them all as well. It ain't no such thing as, well, if you get to this level, then you ain't going to have to worry about it as much. No, that's not true. Somebody once said, every level is a new devil. You be like, whoa, man, it's getting harder and harder. You getting closer to God? Yes. Well, that's why. Why in the world, if you moving farther away from God, the enemy want to really mess with you? He like, shoot, you doing my job for me. If you moving far away, I ain't really been trying to get you to move away, and you doing it. Let me go over to somebody who's trying to get closer to God. I'm trying to help somebody y'all don't even know. He said, take no thought. Don't even think about what you're going to eat, drink. Don't be thinking about your health. And I know you say, well, Bishop, it's hard to not think about my health because the doctor just told me that I got a large mass on my kidney. Favorite cousin-in-law. I got a large mass on my kidney. Easier said than done, right? But here it is. God already knew about the mass. He already knew about the mass, and he wanted to turn it into a message. He wants to see if you're going to trust him. He wants to see if you're going to let the mass mess with you, or you're going to let him turn the mass into a message. He wants you to trust him through the mass. Right. He wants to see if you're going to trust him or if you're going to falter. See, watch it. Some of us sometimes think our way out of a blessing. What you mean, Bishop? Glad you asked. Sometimes we think our way out of it. That's why he says at the beginning of this scripture, he said, take no thought. Don't even think about it. Because sometimes we think ourselves out of a blessing. Here it is. Some of y'all, I'll raise this y'all hand. Some of y'all do this. You know what? Now that I think about it, God said that's where you're wrong. That's where you made the first mistake. That you should have stopped right there. But this is what we do. You know what? Now that I think about it, God said, hey, here I am. I need to guide you. And I think I should do this or do that. I think I should, I should tell them this. I think I should go there. I think I should, because you think you figured it out, right? Sometimes we think ourselves out. Yeah, I think I'm going to change that. You know what? I think I'm going to do this. I think, and then later on, after you don't got through the thought processes and making stuff happen like you thought they were going to happen, later on you say, you know what? I should have left well enough alone. Help somebody, Bishop. I am. Here it is. I should have left well enough alone. And so what y'all don't understand is God, he watch this. He works through the well enough period in your life. And he's trying to get you to trust him in those well enough period. Because every one of us have gotten to the point where we say, you know what? I should have left well enough alone. He said, yeah, I know. Because when you in the well enough period, he said, that's when you trust me. When you in that, I'm just going to leave it and let God handle it. I really don't know what to do. He said, that's when you trust me. He said, I don't want you to start thinking. That's why he said, take no thought. I don't want you to start thinking about stuff. When you start thinking about stuff, the enemy, it's easy for the enemy to put thoughts in your mind. You good. You smart. You got a degree. Figure it out yourself. And as a child of God, you should say, you know what? I know that sounds good, and I got a PhD and an ABC and a KNP and all these initials. But there's no advice more powerful than the advice from my Heavenly Father. So I'm going to go to him, even though I got 5 degrees, and see which way he want me to go. See what he want me to do. See what he want me to say. I'm going to get guidance from God, because if I seek him first, everything else that I really want and desire going to be added. Preach, Bishop, I am. Here it is. Some of y'all later discovered that I shouldn't have left well enough alone, right? I should have left that alone. I don't know what I was thinking. You know what God said? Me either. Because you should have left the understood that the well enough period, well alone, I should have left well enough alone period is that period that God said he really wants you to trust him in. You try to handle it on your own, you just mess it up. But the fact, I love that though, even though when we slip up, mess up, God still allows room for us to bring it to him so he can fix it up. He can still fix it up. Don't because you made a mistake and you didn't leave well enough alone and you thought about stuff and you say, I'm going to do it this way, and find out that wasn't the right way. And you say, oh, woe is me. God say, I'm still here. Yeah, I can still fix your mess. Yeah, matter of fact, I can still turn your mess into a message, but you still got to come to me. Don't let the enemy con you into thinking you messed up so much that you can't come to God. God say, that's a lie. I'm always here. I'm just waiting for you to make your move. Because when you move, I move just like that. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Here it is. I love what Jesus says next, because he said, don't even think about what you're going to eat, drink, or wear. Watch this. Jesus said, don't think about what you're going to eat, drink, or wear. I love that, because he's telling us that the basic necessities of life, I will supply all your needs according to the riches of glory. He said the basic necessities you ain't got to worry about. As a child of the king, there's no way you should be saying I'm hungry. There's no way. Watch this. Let me caveat, because sometimes God will put you in the state of I'm hungry because he wants you to fast. Preach, Bishop. I'm trying to help somebody. So you get to the point where you say, I don't have nothing to eat. God say, pray, because I got the fasting part for you. Now, I can't force you to pray, but I can almost force you to fast. But you got to understand what the purpose of fasting and praying is. So sometimes God may put you in that state just to remind you that you've been eating so much so long. I need you to fast a little bit, so I can work some things out for you. Here it is. I love the fact that he says, I will provide the necessities for my children. And that shouldn't even be a surprise, because as a parent, if you're a parent, talk to me, parents. If you're a parent, if you said, I supply the basic necessities necessities for my children. What are you going to say? I got you. You're going to say, I got a roof over their head, a place to stay. I feed them, right? And I make sure they have clothes. There's nothing, watch this, there's nothing that your children should have to do for you to say, I ain't going to provide the roof over your head, food on your table, and clothes on your back. Because as your parent, as your father, as your mother, as your parent, I'm going to provide those basic necessities. There ain't nothing you need to say or do. And you know what Jesus is telling us? I'm your father. And as your father, I'm going to make sure you have those. You ain't got to worry about those. Ain't nothing, you should never be like, what are we going to eat tomorrow? What are we going to eat next week? Ain't nothing in the cupboard. Ain't nothing in the pantry. Ain't nothing. Man, I only have but one set of jeans on. God said, I got you. I don't have but one pair of shoes in my closet. God said, I got you. If you are a child of the King and you are following me, he said, you are seeking me first, I'm going to add all the stuff I just talked about. Prophet Isaiah in chapter 26, verse 23, he says, God will keep in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on him because he trusted in him. He said, if you trust in God, there's no way you shouldn't have peace. There's something wrong if you are a child of the King and you don't have peace. See, that's the difference between a believer and unbeliever. A believer can go through the same thing an unbeliever go through, and the unbeliever should look at the believer and say, how are you dealing with that? That's called perfect peace. The same exact problem, the same exact dilemma, the same issue, an unbeliever and a believer. If you watch them, you should be able to depict and tell which one is the believer, because the believer should have perfect peace because that's what God promised in his word, and the unbeliever going out of their mind saying, I don't even know what I'm going to do next. And here it is. Thank you, Holy Ghost. Let me finish this. But God, Holy Ghost say you need to help somebody, Bishop. Here it is. See, when he say seek him first, there's a reason he says seek him first. Because a lot of y'all, probably not y'all, it's your cousin and your homeboy and your homegirl. But there are some people out there, what y'all do is seek advice from everybody but God first. Oh my goodness. Here it is. I'm finna help somebody. Here it is. Y'all seek advice from everybody but God first. And I got a couple of reasons of why y'all do that. One of the first reasons y'all do that is when you seek advice from other folk first, this is what the enemy put in your mind. You ain't as close to God as you think. Your relationship with God isn't where it should be. You are not comfortable with talking to God because, watch this, that's what the enemy put in your mind, because of your unrighteousness you've been recently involved in, where you were last night. So the devil conned you into thinking there's no need to talk to God because you look at where you were last night. Look at what you did last night. So there's no need for you to talk to God. That's what the enemy does. So instead of you talking to God, you say, hey girl, guess what? You ain't gonna believe this. You ain't gonna believe it. My man proposed to me. Should I say yes? Now, you ain't said nothing to God because you like, nah, I was drinking last night and I was cussing. I cussed out this lady and the old lady, and so I can't talk to God right now. That's what the enemy tell you, right? So you go to your friend. And your friend say, girl, he a dog. I wouldn't say, leave that joker alone. He a dog. He ain't no good. And then you say, thank you, girl. That's what I figured. A couple of months later, you see them together. And then you go to her, are you serious? You supposed to be my friend. Well, he changed now, girl. He said he got tired of you because you were messy and you were this, you were that. Y'all think I'm fine. This is just real life stuff. This happened many a time. Well, I shouldn't have asked you. God said, yeah, that's right. You sure shouldn't have. Because if you had asked me, I probably would have told you no, but I would have told you that the reason I said no. See, she told you no, but she ain't going to tell you the reason she told you no. It's because she wanted them. See, you got to understand, you just because you messed up last night don't mean you can't go talk to God about something. Because when you go to God and you go in him in perfect confidence and repentance of what you have said and done, God automatically forgive you, and now you are back right with God. Now you can go ahead and say, God, here's what I need. And I know some of y'all say, yeah, but that's using God. God say, use me. That's what you call use me, use me. Now we call it using us, right? Person gonna cuss you out and then say, I'm sorry. Can you loan me $20? Yeah, it's gonna make us, because we ain't God. It's gonna make us feel, wait a minute, you just cussed me out? Now you want $20? Man, you better get out of my face. I'm just telling you how Bishop does it. Y'all probably better than that. You just cussed me out, but you gonna have me for $20, man, please. Come on now. But God ain't like that. God ain't like us. God will forgive you as soon as you ask for forgiveness and you're back in right standing with him. Then you go to him. Don't let the enemy fool you. The other reason for folks not wanting to seek God first is because you want to put your business out in the street so quickly. Ooh, girl, I just won $10,000. How you think? You got a good advice to invest it in? You ask your home girl, your homeboy, man, what you think about this? Invest it in? I got $10,000 on the lottery, man. What's the best investment so I can make more money? He say, man, pharmaceuticals. Roger, yeah. I turn that 10,000 into 100,000 real fast. And 3 years later, you still looking for your money. And then you know what you do? You go, God, man, why you didn't tell me? God said, I've been standing here just waiting on you to talk to me about it. First thing I would have told you is to give 1,000. And it would seem like you still had 10,000. The way I bless you. You got 10,000, give 1,000. Tithe that 1,000. And you won't feel like you have 15,000. I would have told you right, but now we want to take advice from everybody else and outside. And God said, you know what? Seek me first, because I know everything. Don't seek the guidance and wisdom and knowledge from folks who don't even know me. That's what puzzles me. There are some of you would go to somebody who don't even care about God and ask for advice. Now, you're supposed to seek God first anyway. But the worst part is that you would not even seek God through somebody who worship God. You would seek an outsider because they got a degree in a certain area. And God saying, I don't care about their degrees. I'm God. There are people out there, people don't know. There are people out there who don't want you to succeed. And you don't even know it. They smile in your face. They laugh at your jokes. And in your face. And then once they leave from your face, they say, that wasn't even funny. But you think it's all good, right? Because you ain't seeking God first. There are folks who don't want you to succeed. And you go to them asking them for advice and what they should do. And they say, nah, I wouldn't do that because of this. They make up all kinds of reasons, right? And then later on, you find out that they took that same job that they told you to turn down. And they say it's different. That's the reason I took it, because it's different now. You got to make sure you seek God first. First thing first, then you'll be able to watch the result. Do not seek advice from ungodly folk, because they're going to tell you any and everything, and it's going to lead you the wrong way. When you put God first, results will come. Let me end this message right here. When you put God first, results will come, because God's got control over the elements. How you know, Bishop? Because he walked on water. If you put God first, results will come, because God's got control over the wind. How you know, Bishop? Because he told the wind to be still and it stopped moving. When you put God first, he got control over infirmities. Why? How you know, Bishop? Because he told the blind or the lame man to get up and walk, and the man got up and walked, and he had been lame for years and years. And when you put God first, he got control over the devil, because the devil has to get permission to do anything against God's people, because he don't have power. That's how I know. If when you put God first, he got control over that, because he gave his life so that we may live. Put things first, and then you will be able to watch the result. God has control over the grave, because the grave couldn't hold his body down. And most of all, God has control over sickness, because he took cancer out of my body and removed it from my body. And since God can remove cancer from my body, then that mass on your kidney ain't but a piece of cake. If God can remove cancer out my body, then that problem that you have in your life ain't but a thing. If God can remove cancer out my body, then that relationship issue that you're dealing with ain't but a hill of beans. If God can remove cancer out my body, there's nothing too hard for God that you are dealing with that he can't overrule and accomplish. I'm here to tell you, it's all depends on if you're going to keep it in your hands or you going to put it in God's hand. Because here's the thing, every time you have a problem, God is basically saying, here you go. I'm going to see what you're going to do with it. Every time you have an issue, God is saying, here you go. I'm going to see what you're going to do with it. And it's up to you to decide at that moment, I got the problem, but I can't do nothing about it. So I'm going to leave it here or I'm going to put it in God's hand. And if you put it in God's hand, you know that it's going to work out. Because God has the power and the authority to do above all that we could ask or think. Here it is, here it is, here it is. So if what you going to do with it? Are you going to fuss? Are you going to fight? Or are you going to fret over that diagnosis? Or are you going to put it in his hands and let him handle it? Here it is, because if you leave it in your hands, it's going to be a problem. But if you put it in God's hand, it's no longer problematic. It depends on whose hand you have it in. If it's in your hands, it's going to weigh you down. It's going to cause stress. It's going to cause pain. It's going to cause headaches. It's going to cause heartaches. It's going to cause an appetite change. It's going to cause attitude and so on. But if you put it in God's hand, you can wait for the results, knowing that in his hands makes all the difference. Okay, here it is. A basketball in my hand would get you a torn Achilles that I had. It would get you therapy that I had. It would get you a medical bill that I had. But that same basketball in Steph Curry's hand would get you $50 million a year. Why? Because it depends on whose hands it's in. It depends on who got the thing in their hands. And a boxing glove on my hand would get me knocked out. Boxing gloves in my hand may get me facial crunches and facial black eyes and dents in my skin. But the same boxing glove in the hands of Floyd Mayweather is an undefeated fighter with $120 million check just from one fight, because it depends on whose hands it's in. A nail in my hand would get you a medical bill. An investigation on why the nail was in my hand. It would give me therapy because I ain't got nothing to do with that nail. But that same nail in Jesus' hand would get salvation throughout the whole world because it depends on whose hands it's in. That problem in your hand will remain a problem. But as soon as you put that problem in the hands of the Lord, that problem there has a problem. And it won't be a problem too much longer. Just remember to put things first and then watch the results. That God will continue to bless and keep you is my prayer. Don't forget your seeds, your tithes, and your offering. Until next time, God bless you. First thing first, then watch the results. Yeah.